You built a real store, and the checkout is the one page you actually got right. The trust badge that stopped the second guessing. The custom field your buyers needed. The upsell that pays for your ad spend. All of it is sitting on a file Shopify is switching off. And if you are not on Plus, your date is August 26, 2026. Subscribe, because next week I break down the store access audit that keeps strangers out of your admin. And this week I want your checkout to survive the date. Here is what actually happens when it lands. Start with the mechanics, because the vague version of this warning is why it keeps getting ignored. Shopify stops injecting the legacy liquid file into your storefront. That is the whole event. There is no migration assistant that quietly moves your work across, and no grace period where the old checkout keeps limping along. Whatever was living in that file simply is not there anymore, and what your buyer lands on is Shopify's default one-page checkout. Clean, functional, and completely anonymous. Every trust badge, custom field, branded style, gift message box, loyalty widget, and post-purchase upsell that depended on that file goes with it. And here is the part that decides how much it hurts. Nothing errors. Nothing goes red in your admin. The checkout keeps taking orders, so your monitoring stays green while your conversion rate quietly reverts to whatever it was before you tuned anything. Now, some of you are thinking you already did this, and that is exactly the group I want to talk to. Shopify script stopped executing on June 30th. Separate deadline, same theme, and the pattern I kept seeing was not stores that ignored the warning. It was stores that acted on it, migrated their discount scripts to functions, ticked the box, and moved on. What they forgot was the payment method gating script that hid a payment option from certain orders, and the shipping rule script that suppressed a rate nobody wanted to offer. Those were written years apart, by different people, for reasons nobody wrote down. So on July 1st, the discounts worked fine and a payment method nobody was supposed to see turned back on. The lesson generalizes to August. The risk is not the customization you remember, it is the three you do not. So the first real step is not code, it is an inventory, and almost nobody does it. Open your checkout as a buyer, on a phone, and walk a real order end to end. Write down every single thing on that page that Shopify did not put there. Then go into your settings and your apps and find the ones that inject a checkout, because a fair number of your customizations are not yours. They came bundled with an app you installed and forgot. For each item on that list, write the business reason it exists. That is the step people skip, and it is the valuable one, because when you cannot name the reason, you have found either something safe to delete, which is a win, or something load-bearing that nobody understands, which is exactly the thing that will break quietly and cost you orders for a month before anyone notices. Then you rebuild, and the order matters more than the speed. Anything touching money or compliance goes first. Tax logic, payment gating, shipping rules, age or region restrictions. If those are wrong, you are not losing conversion. You are creating a legal or a refund problem, and those cost more than a checkout ever earned. Second is trust and information. The badge, the delivery estimate, the field that stops the "where is my order" ticket. Those are your conversion rate. Last is the nice to haves. And yes, that includes your post-purchase upsell, even though it is the one making measurable money. Not because it does not matter, but because a checkout that is safe and trustworthy without an upsell still sells, and a checkout with a beautiful upsell and broken tax logic is a problem you will spend a quarter cleaning up. Here is the piece with the clock on it, and it is the reason waiting until August is worse than it looks. Right now, you can still see the old checkout. That means you can compare, rebuild it, then walk both versions side by side with the same order and check that the buyer sees the same thing. And do not test the easy order, test the awkward ones. The order with a discount code and a gift card, the one shipping somewhere unusual, the subscription item next to a one-time item, the order that triggers your one weird shipping rule. Those are where the gaps live. After the 26th, that comparison is gone. You will be trying to remember what your checkout used to do, from memory, while it is live and taking money. That is a materially harder job, and it is entirely avoidable by starting while the original still exists. So do this today, and it takes 20 minutes. Walk your own checkout on a phone as a buyer and write down everything on it that Shopify did not put there. Then check which of your apps inject a checkout, because that answer surprises people, and it tells you how much of this is even yours to fix. If it comes back longer than you expected, that is useful information and not a crisis, as long as you learned it in July instead of September. If you want me to audit your checkout and hand you the migration list in priority order, I do a 72-hour audit for $497. If you want the whole thing rebuilt on extensions and tested against your current checkout before the date, that is a 14-day sprint starting at $3,500. Subscribe, and next week I take you through the store access audit that keeps strangers out of your admin, because that one is quietly worse than this one.